To make sure everybody is where they want to be, this is BIZ217, the breakout session. In this session, we will be discussing some key challenges that we will help you overcome with Amazon Connect within your contact center. The types of challenges that we anticipate that we hear from customers often is, are you keeping up with the pace of innovation that's happening? How do we think about Gen AI and the impact that it can have on your content center or your contact center operations? Do you have challenges with scaling to meet your business needs? Are there individuals maybe here that are looking to move from an on-prem solution to a cloud-based solution, or maybe in the middle of it? We also have challenges that we will cover and how Amazon can help with training and retaining your agents. We also talk about how do we think we want to improve agent productivity, and so that they can actually spend more time having a deeper, more meaningful conversation with your customers. My name is Steve Johnson. I am a director and GM within Amazon Connect, within AWS. Today we're going to walk through Connect, and we're going to talk about how the aforementioned challenges can be overcome using Connect. I'm excited to be joined by Dave Downing and Scott Stimpson. Dave is from Dish, and Scott is the principal solutions architect that has been working with Dish. They will come up later and tell you about their challenges in migrating to Connect and how they overcame those as well. So we look forward to that part of the session. Now, one of the things I recognize is that as I look around the room, I see some familiar faces that are already customers of Connect. I see partners out here that I recognize as well. But we also have a good amount of folks here that are not new to Connect, that are maybe new to Connect, that maybe are interested to learn more about Connect. So I ask you bear with me for a few slides as I go through the benefits of Connect, an overview of Connect, and then we'll dive deeper into kind of the agent experience that, and some of those. Amazon Connect is a single customer experience application offering one seamless experience for your entire team. Now, as you can imagine, at Amazon, we often get questions like, what software do you use to run your contact centers? Now, back in the day, you can imagine the growth and scale that Amazon had to move at and the pace we had to move at. We built a lot ourselves. And it wasn't until March of 2017 that we began to actually take the industry knowledge we had, the experience we had of building out our own contact centers, and actually made it available in the form of Amazon Connect. Today, there's over 50 different groups and subsidiaries within Amazon that leverages Amazon Connect to power our contact centers. That includes subsidiaries like Zappos, Audible. Probably the most significant one that you may think of is, I don't know how it went to that slide. The most significant one you may think of is Amazon Retail. Today, Amazon Retail has over 100 contact centers globally, and we have over 100,000 agents working to support our customers, all using Connect. So let's review some of the key differentiators of Connect that people look at when evaluating using Connect. First, one of the benefits of Connect is that it is actually very easy to set up and configure. I'm going to set that remote down. I'm a little worried I'm going to keep clicking. It can be set up within a few clicks. Literally in minutes, you can have agents taking phone calls with a headset and a browser. Connect is simple to administer. You'll hear some of that today about the ability for contact center administrators can immediately start innovating on behalf of their customers because they can configure through a graphical UI that's intuitive and easy. Amazon Connect is a great omni-channel solution across all of these channels of voice and chat and messaging and tasks and many others. They're configured, they're managed, they're personalized, automated into a single channel solution, which means you can use the same business logic and routing rules, making it easy to innovate and fine-tune your experience across all channels. The other thing that's important is to recognize that some of those learnings we had at Amazon Retail, at Amazon as a company and managing the contact centers and the growth we were going through, is Amazon Connect is built from the ground up, leveraging AI and ML from the beginning, at the heart of every transaction. And it's really making it easy to deliver real-world AI-powered results, and you'll see some of that today. We can deliver personalized, natural-sounding, conversational interactions using proven AI technologies for speech recognition, natural language understanding. These are the same technologies that we actually leveraged and we received from the Alexa team. Amazon Connect also enables you to measure, track, and improve contact center performance, forecast demand, schedule agents, and achieve your business goals with real-time AI-powered analytics. One of the benefits is you can also bring thousands of agents and ramp up quickly to meet the cyclical nature of your business. At the same time, an opportunity to also ramp down when necessary. You can do that quickly. We took an approach of building Connect that scales quickly and enables you to spend more time innovating on the customer experience that you want. Now, if we go back to kind of the beginning of 2017, when we first launched Connect, it was a single application. We were focused on being secure, scalable AWS service, focused on IVR, voice over IP, really easy to use, web-based console, provided global telephony. In the first few years, the market viewed Amazon Connect as a disruptor, a new product offering that had massive scale potential. Over the years, we continued to expand and invest in Connect. We had a pretty rapid pace. The features and the growth that you saw on the delivery that we have done, 95% of all features to this day still come from feedback directly from customers. They really do shape and prioritize our investment and our roadmap as we go forward. We then went from being a disruptor to a visionary. And earlier this year, we were named a leader in the contact center space. And while we're very proud of that accomplishment, it's fair to say that we feel like we're just getting started. Customers have responded. Here's a list of just a few customers. Tens of thousands of customers of all sizes across many, many different industries use Amazon Connect to handle more than 10 million contact center interactions per day. Some of these folks you're going to hear from Dish today. I know Adobe has done some presentations earlier at reInvent. I think Capital One has been here, and so many of these partners are here and doing joint presentations with us, that they share their journeys. Our strategy for growing and expanding our customer base has been to work closely with customers to innovate and launch strategic improvements that address the real-world problems and challenges that customers face in their contact centers. And later today, as I said, you will hear from Dave and you'll hear from Scott about what that looked like at Dish. Now let's take a quick look at a few of the core capabilities of Connect. Amazon Connect provides a broad set of capabilities in a single application. All of our capabilities I mentioned are from the ground up. There's no bolt-on acquisitions that have transpired. We provide a seamless experience across all users, all channels, all data. We build Connect with 4 primary personas in mind. In true Amazon fashion, kind of reading left to right on the slide, in true Amazon fashion, we start with the customer and work backwards. Our goal here is to make sure we enable to make it easy to delight your customers, saving them time through great omni-channel experiences. Moving on to the agent, which we'll talk in a little more detail shortly. But when a customer must engage with an agent, we look for opportunities to make sure the agent is empowered to deliver a great experience to that customer, making sure they have the right tools, the right data, at the right moment to create that experience. Supervisors and managers, we know they need access to data. We know that they need access to metrics, analytics, recordings, transcripts, all of this to be successful. Our goal here is to minimize the effort to need to track all of the data and to enable contact center leaders to focus their energy on really identifying where are those key areas that require their attention so they can resolve issues more quickly. And finally, not last but not least, as I know there's some IT folks in the room, IT and administrators, which includes IT and builders. We need to be able to manage our day-to-day operations efficiently while being able to innovate rapidly across all of your innovation projects that you have in your organization. But at the same time, you need to have the confidence that we have a secure, scalable, and reliable environment. As I mentioned, we're going to focus today's presentation, and I'll share all the other personas, by the way. There are presentations throughout re:Invent the entire week. There's still a handful left. I'll share the catalog of sessions that are still available to go to some of those later in the day at the end of this session. But today we're going to focus a bit on the agent. And what we try and do on the agent side is make sure we reduce complexity, increasing the speed at which you can innovate on behalf of your customers. And for us, it starts with a unified agent application. Reducing training time, reducing agent burnout, reducing the cognitive load that we put on our agents. We work to be efficient and reduce the human error. An agent needs the right information at the right time so they're not overwhelmed. We take a look at and we analyze phone and chat interactions in real time, and we automatically provide the knowledge to an agent that they need so that they can reduce the cycle time spent in either finding knowledge-based articles or looking for solutions in other applications, opening up more tabs in the browser. Customer profiles is where we deliver a unified view of the customer's data. And that view allows the agent to have all of the information they need, when they need it, to provide the great customer experience. Case management is built in, easy to use, and it brings together all of the contacts and information related to a specific customer, ensuring it can be tracked to completion. And this time last year, we announced the preview launch of step-by-step guides. It went GA in March of this year. But it's a unique and powerful way to provide visual, situation-specific, clickable workflows that guide even from new agents to experienced agents. It guides them every step of the way to produce the outcome for the customer. Many customers have shared with us success stories about how these all come together and has improved their business. In this one example, Orbitz, which is a manufacturer of irrigation systems that you may be familiar with, and they have rolled out Agent Workspace and step-by-step guides, and they've been able to see the efficiency and improvement gains for their business and for their agents. One of the other benefits we have on the agent experience side in the way we architect and build our systems is in a very composable manner. But we always want to make sure that we provide options. We want to meet you where you are today. Not often do we find customers, on occasion we do, that it's a rip and replace kind of initiative. But we do offer a lot of great capabilities out of the box with our agent workspace. All of the applications and Connect features are natively built into our agent workspace, out of the box from day one. But we also recognize not everyone is there and ready to do that. They maybe have spent time with partners. We have wonderful partners in the room. Maybe they're leveraging an application already. Maybe they're leveraging a CRM to do some of this, Salesforce, Zendesk. We have integrations with all of them to help them provide the experience. You can still do that and still get the agent experience capabilities. And in some cases, customers choose either through either to go on their own or go through a solution integrator to just build through our public APIs and build the experience they want. But our goal is to make sure that we meet you where you are at and help you along that way on that journey. So with that, that is kind of my overview of Connect. Let's get into some more details around the agent experience. One of the challenges that we hear from customers is we have seen is that your customers' expectations are getting higher and higher every year. As you look at these statistics, can you say you're happy with your pace of innovation? Are you keeping up with meeting your customers' expectations as they continue to grow? As customers' expectations continue to grow year after year, we also recognize that puts a lot of pressure on your agents. What do you want your agents to be remembered for when they interact with your customers? What would you like your agents to do or learn differently in order to scale, in order to meet customer needs? A little bit about some of the challenges with agents. Out of curiosity, with a show of hands, how many of you have spent time sitting with agents? That's a good amount. That's great to see. You have to agree with me, right? Like, it is amazing the work they do. It is amazing what they actually have to handle. And we talk about the multiple screens. We talk about they're trying to understand the customer's intent. All of this while they're multitasking. Some are handling multiple contacts at the same time. And we're fortunate enough sometimes to spend an hour, a few hours a day with them. We take a bunch of learnings. But they're left there under that pressure of being able to deliver. And it's amazing what they do. And the challenges they face is the navigating of the screens, the various applications, and the data sources they have to try and go find what they think the solutions are once they understand the intent of the customer is trying to solve. This cognitive load puts all of this pressure on them. At the same time, they don't have time or feel the necessary time. They don't feel that they have the time to provide a very personalized and engaging experience. Oftentimes when we talk about experienced agents, they're not challenged by the repetitive nature of some of the contacts, leading to higher turnover. There's not as many opportunities to easily find a way to upskill an agent to handle various different contact types. Because a lot of times that means taking them offline, so to speak, to go through training for weeks and weeks and weeks, just to learn a different contact type. There's ways in which Connect and using guides, I'll show you later, that will improve that. Your new agents, when you train new agents and onboard new agents and go through that, the time to proficiency for them to be very proficient at what you expect continues to grow, continues to drive frustration for them, frustration for customers. And oftentimes, you end up with inconsistency of the customer experience. And all of this leads to, again, higher agent turnover. It leads to inconsistent customer experience. So what do we suggest that, how can Connect help? Our goal within the agent experience persona, and we have agents become superhuman problem solvers. It's very aspirational. But first, what we try and do is we want to make sure that we provide agents with a unified workspace. For experienced agents or new agents, the ability to learn and to use all of the tools in a single place out of the box. This unified experience provides a single place to find offers, actions, answers. It doesn't require them to navigate all the different tools and applications. How about using Gen AI and how we can support those agents? I missed a click. But using Gen AI, we'll talk a little bit shortly about Amazon Q that was announced and how we leverage that within Connect. But you can assist agents by automatically detecting the customer's needs, the customer's intent. And you can deliver generated responses and generated actions for the agent to take. With our step-by-step guides and third-party application support and things we announced this week, you can bring together all of your workflows across disparate applications and guide agents into an easy to identify customer issues and recommend subsequent actions. One of the things that's most powerful about this is when they're all used together. As I said earlier, our architecture and our approach is to make these composable in a way that you can use these individually and to meet you where you're at. But the power really comes to when these are all used together. So let's take a quick demo of what this looks like when it's all used together.
Nikki is traveling internationally, and while using her travel card, it gets declined. She opens up her Voyager travel mobile app and immediately starts a chat to see if she can increase her credit limit. During her conversation in Connect's self-service experience, it offers that she's a good fit to upgrade her travel card. She immediately asks to chat with an agent. Our agent John is able to easily preview the customer and case information for Nikki. Amazon Q detects Nikki's question from the chat and offers John the response and solution with specific information about the travel rewards card. John is able to easily see how Amazon Q sources the answer from the enterprise knowledge base, and he's able to paste the generated response from Amazon Q into the chat with one click. Nikki indicates that she would like to apply for the new Traveler's Rewards card, and John sees the next best action for the credit card offer and is taken through a series of guided steps to apply for the credit card. The credit card application is successful, and John is presented the information about the approval from guides and shares the news with Nikki. John wants to make sure Nikki does not get declined for any transactions while traveling in France. Launching their homegrown credit card travel portal, he navigates to the application from the agent workspace and adds her travel information. The chat ends with Nikki's issue being successfully resolved, and John wraps up the call.
Now, true story, I came to find the location of the room about an hour ago, an hour before the session started. And as I was standing just outside these doors, and I hope the individual's not in this room, or if they are, they can remain anonymous. But there literally was a person having a conversation with their bank about their credit card being declined here in Vegas this week. Didn't sound like it was going well, as they did. But I digress. But let's talk a little bit about the features that we kind of highlighted in that presentation. There are three key announcements that we kind of made this week. Obviously, Amazon Q inside Connect. We talked about how we can generate guides faster, the step-by-step guides that we GA'd earlier this year. And then how we can unify your agent application or agent workspace by bringing in 3P applications. Amazon Q. The broader sense of the definition that hopefully you heard from Adam's keynote earlier this week is that Amazon Q is a new generative AI-powered assistant that is specifically for work and can be tailored to your business and have conversations and solve problems. Generate content, take actions using the data and expertise found in your own company's information, repositories, code bases, and enterprise solutions. And we were excited to announce that we had been working on something very similarly for a while. And Amazon Q became part of Connect. And what does that mean for Connect? And what exactly does it do? With this initial launch that we announced, you might be familiar with the existing Connect product called Connect Wisdom, which was an ML-based recommendation, real-time recommendation for knowledge-based articles. That is now Amazon Q, and we are focused on generating real-time responses, real-time actions the agent should take, real-time solutions, and obviously continue to reference those data sources that they came from should the agent need it. We take your data and we synthesize to generate these responses. Synthesize all of your data to generate these responses. We saw that in the demo, kind of on the right-hand pane of the class, or on the right-hand side of the agent application. What you can see here is first we used generational AI to detect the issue, the customer issue. Second, we generate a response using Amazon Bedrock and large language models. Then we generate the next steps that we think the agent should take. And finally, we always make sure the agent is aware of, if they needed to go find the source, if they needed to. We do this in real time through voice as well as chat. And while the conversation is going on with your customer, Amazon Q will continue to provide those recommendations, but it pushes the previous recommendations down if they need to refer to them later. They're also able to manually search. Should they wish to search in the box, they can find a particular response as well. We put this in beta at the end of July. And we had a large number of customers participate in the beta and give us some wonderful feedback. We were excited by some of the responses that we have seen. There's certainly opportunities that we will continue to improve upon. But with it, they were seeing some results with regards to the time savings it took not only their new agents, but also their experienced agents. I like for those of you, again, I mentioned Orbitz earlier as a manufacturer of irrigation systems. Traeger does the Traeger smoker and grills. And you can see that one of the things that we're hearing from customers more is less and less about AHT savings and more about how can I repurpose that AHT savings and actually provide a more premium customer experience. How can I leverage that 10%, 20%, whatever the magic number is, AHT savings, and use that as an opportunity to not only resolve their issue, but also potentially upsell them on a different offer or a different thing. So we're seeing some of that within our customers as well. Amazon Q within Connect, currently available in these regions, and currently free of charge until March 1st. So we ask that you take the opportunity to explore, experiment yourself, and share your wonderful feedback, because I'm sure you will, on what we can do better, how we can improve, and what's working well. As I mentioned earlier this year, we GA'd step-by-step guides. As a quick refresher, again, guides are used to enable you to quickly match customer issues, do guided flows, take those steps. You can really standardize work across your agents. You drive consistency, easier to onboard, easier to train, easier to upskill as you go through the guides. And one of the pieces of feedback we got from customers was these were created through adding a new flow block within Connect flows, and it required some JSON to be added. And the feedback was, that's a little too much. And so, as I highlight here, the guide steps that we have. But our launch here was really specifically around our new no-code UI guide builder. And what you can do now is you can simply drag and drop, create your own things. It doesn't have to be a technical person. It can be your contact center manager. It can be a supervisor. They can begin to create the workflows. They can begin to edit them. We all learn. We learn that the 10-step process maybe should, maybe I forgot something. Maybe I need to break something up into multiple steps. Now you can iterate more quickly, and you can begin to push these out to all of your agents. So that was the launch we had earlier today. We have seen some positive feedback from customers as well. Again, you can see some improvements in productivity with Experis. It's a healthcare solutions provider, helping hospitals and hospital groups and physicians. They rolled out guides in less than 90 days for over 100 agents, and they saw productivity improve by 15%. Earlier this year, you may have heard about an announcement within Amazon Retail about Buy with Prime, that as a Prime member, you can purchase on other retail websites, if you will, other merchants' websites. One of the benefits that they have is if you're a Prime member, you can call and get customer support. Well, you can imagine if you purchase from different merchants, our agents have to understand the rules, the policies of each of the individual merchants. They leverage guides to do that. Reduces the cognitive load for those agents, allows them to context switch from one merchant to another merchant to another merchant as those contacts roll in. And agent workspace and guides was a key part of that success. I asked earlier about folks that have spent some time going through with some agents and sitting with them. And I'll quickly go through this slide here. Whenever you sit with them, have you ever been called and they say, please hold while I find that information? And then you realize what's happening behind the scenes is they're switching between tabs. They're like going through everything, finding order history, looking at CRM data. What can I find about you? One of those hid, I wasn't even sure what that was, that hid behind there. All these different systems that we asked the agent to go through. Now, there was a survey done a while back. On average, 8.2. I meet very few customers who raise their hand and say, yeah, I'm less than 8. The value, usually the customers that I meet are much higher than 8. That is an enormous amount of cognitive load for an agent, a burden put on training new agents and getting them up to speed. So by launching 3P support within our third-party apps, you can now add in directly into our agent workspace, third-party apps. We announced this kind of quietly a few weeks ago. We already have hundreds of customers, have already integrated hundreds of applications and continue to experiment with that. Here's been some positive feedback we've seen from some customers. And lastly, you can see some built 1 in 5 minutes around kind of agent analytics, things that they can do and bring that forward. And lastly, I'm going to share another success story before we talk. I'll transition over to Dish as my time is up. But Unum helps provide affordable health care and access to disability, life, accidental insurance, et cetera, through their workplace. And when they migrated over to Connect and they migrated over to Agent Workspace and leveraging guides, they were able to deprecate their old custom desktop that they used to have and that they had previously built. And what were the results? As you can see, Connect enabled them to significantly decrease their agents' onboarding time, reducing custom development, so those resources can be applied to elsewhere in the organization, and overall IT and contact center costs reduce. So hopefully this background and understanding of kind of how Connect can help you solve some of those challenges came through. With that, since my time is up, I'm going to turn it over and we'll hear Dish's journey and how Dish handled this. Please welcome Dave and Scott.
Hey, thanks, Steve. Hey, first of all, I wanted to thank everybody in the room for making the 2.5-mile trek down here for this session. So give yourselves a big round of applause. As Steve mentioned, my name is Dave Downing. I'm the VP of Software Engineering for Dish IT. I've been with Dish for about 15 years, and I've held a number of different roles, everything from running program management to development, test, DevOps, shared services, and most recently, infrastructure and operations. And I'm joined here by Scott Stimson from AWS, who's my partner in crime, who has really helped us be successful in this space. So I'm really excited to be talking to you today about how AWS Connect has changed our business. Now, Dish Network is a connectivity company founded in 1980 and has been a disruptive force in the industry, driving innovation and value on behalf of consumers. We're the second largest satellite TV provider in the US, and we also offer an over-the-top streaming solution called Sling TV. But we're not just about television. In 2022, Dish became a nationwide wireless carrier through the acquisition of Boost Mobile. And we're building our own cloud-native 5G network. So we've got a lot going on. Our vision is to change the way the world communicates by connecting people and things. Now, Dish is not only a leader in, we offer a lot of services. We're not only a leader in satellite television technology, but we also offer a variety of satellite TV packages, including including live TV, sports, movies, on-demand content, and an impressive offering of international programming. We serve both residential and commercial customers. Our Sling TV offering is an OTT streaming service that offers a large selection of live TV and on-demand content under a monthly subscription model. And Boost is our wireless carrier, offering a variety of prepaid and postpaid plans to fit your family's needs. Across all of our lines of business, though, we offer a variety of customer service options, from 24/7 phone and chat support to web and mobile self-serve, to in-home installation and service, just a number of different channels for our customers to interact with. But what's most important is not what we provide, it's why we provide it. We're committed to providing our customers with the best possible experience, whether it be viewing television, automating your home, talking to loved ones on your mobile phone, or interacting with our call center agents and in-home technicians. We strive to make your experience memorable. And I'm excited to say, as a result, Dish Network has been ranked #1 in customer satisfaction among cable and satellite television providers nationally for 6 consecutive years by J.D. Power. This award is a testament to our commitment to providing our customers with the best possible experience. But we couldn't do it without some great technology like AWS. So I'm excited to share our story about AWS Connect today with you. But I'd like to take a step back and start with why. And it comes down to customer experience. CX is more important now than ever. Customers expect to be able to interact with us in a variety of different channels, whether it be phone, mobile, email, chat, social media, you name it. And we, in turn, have to respond and be able to provide a consistent and positive experience across all channels. Although there's a lot to unpack there, we were looking for specific ways to do the following. First was scale our systems to provide a consistent experience regardless of load. Personalize our customers' interaction with us across multiple channels, providing contextual awareness. Increasing our rate of delivery so we could test and learn quickly. And doing all this while efficiently managing our cost. And call center optimization was a key component of this. Now, we saw a number of opportunities within that space. We were looking to leverage AI to automate tasks such as call routing and customer service inquiries, so that our agents could actually focus on conversations and building that relationship with our customers. We were looking to use cloud-based call center solutions to provide more scalability and flexibility versus our on-prem solutions. We were looking to implement omni-channel customer support to allow customers to contact us through a variety of channels, and receive consistent and personalized experience. We wanted to speed up our time to market, allowing us to quickly and inexpensively test our theories before we dive in. And we wanted to collect and analyze customer feedback to determine what's working, what's not, and develop insights into what we could be doing better. Finally, we wanted to move to a pay-as-you-go model. We wanted to get out of the business of paying those high watermark licensing costs. So we partnered with AWS and focused on the Connect platform. So Scott, do you want to talk to us a little bit about how we did this?
Happy to, Dave. Thank you. So how exactly did we complete a 15,000 agent migration across 8 organizations following a 6th J.D. Power award? It was no easy feat. At Amazon, every idea starts with a working backwards process where we envision our end state and we work backwards to achieve it. The working backwards process is how we ensure customer obsession, maintaining Dish's high bar of customer experience while envisioning a new solution, and clarifying the benefits of the idea, continually evaluating the approach throughout, and iterating if and when needed. Our team set an ambitious goal, working backwards to migrate to Amazon Connect's cloud-based contact center platform on a condensed timeline. To achieve this goal, we took a one-team approach where AWS and Dish came together, formed cohesive teams across lines of business and organizational units. We started with a pilot or a proof of concept, migrating a small number of agents on an internal use case to test the technology. Next, we held interactive demos and workshops, learning sessions, allowing teams to be comfortable with the technology. A key benefit highlighted during this was the API-driven integrations where surround applications that are needed to support the contact center integrate natively into Connect. We took a data-driven approach using the rich metadata and analytics and reporting capabilities powered by Amazon Connect to optimize and enhance the agent and customer experience throughout the design cycle. Following our well-architected framework, we built a secure, cost-performant, and operationally excellent contact center in the cloud. In the end, with careful planning and collaboration across organizations, we successfully migrated 15,000 agents to Amazon Connect within 2 weeks. The enhanced flexibility, scalability, and customer experience have exceeded our expectations. Let's dive into how that's possible. About this time last year, we were in planning phase. So stepping back a bit, we'll dive into our internal use case here in a couple short slides. But in business, speed matters. We started with our internal pilot, utilizing a small agent pool to test and validate features, theories the enterprise contact center have come to expect to deliver on powerful customer experiences. From here, we took additional use cases and brought them to life, validating additional features such as agent bargain, and within a few short months, the evaluation was completed. Our initial estimates to complete this migration was approximately 12 plus months to ensure all feature parity is there. However, multiple factors encouraged our customer to challenge our teams to do it on a shorter timeline. Planning to support this size of contact center required the flexible capacity a cloud-based contact center such as Amazon Connect provides. The ability to scale up, scale down, and scale in when needed without having to pay agent seats was extremely valuable. Our teams engaged in discovery workshops, ensuring and diving deeper into all necessary integrations, workflows, and agent customer use cases to ensure the migration plan was feasible. And through the amazing work of our technical team, some of who are in the audience today, we were able to successfully migrate 6,000 agents in a single go. In one day, 6,000 agents went live on Amazon Connect and 15,000 agents within 2 weeks. This was a monumental achievement and a true testament to the hard work and dedication of all of our teams involved. And the results speak for themselves. Post-migration, Dish is now able to handle 25% more calls per hour. In fact, on the day after go live, the contact center handled 2 times the concurrent call volume. Let's take a moment to step back to where we started. The initial pilot focused on solving for agents that were no longer working in centralized office locations, where previously call center leaders lacked visibility into specific agent issues such as power, hardware, headset, internet, or larger environmental and regional issues throughout a shift. Our goal for the pilot was to enable agents to self-report and/or self-serve by reducing agent and employee conversations by 25%. On top of the rich data provided with Amazon Connect, we built dashboards allowing the workforce team to make decisions based on this data in real time. And we were able to exceed our initial goal by achieving an average decrease of 60% of live calls since the launch, driving major efficiency improvements for contact center operations teams. The leadership team appreciated the flexibility of pilot changes so much they didn't want to let it go. So Dave, how about we dive deeper into the results we've seen since the migration?
Absolutely. Thanks, Scott. Yeah, so we learned a lot. On AWS in the first month, we were able to take 7 times the call volume that we were scaled for in our on-prem solutions. That's pretty impressive. We're now also in a position to be able to take more volume as our business grows without a significant investment in infrastructure. AWS releases regular features with no downtime, which allows us to pick and choose what we enable and when, and deliver on our schedule. The platform makes tying call routing, IVR, call recording, transcription, and redaction relatively seamless. Instead of investing time in integration and troubleshooting, we get to spend time developing capabilities. We were able to speed up the onboarding of new agents, cutting about a day's worth of work out of our workforce management team. We saw a reduction in the abandon rate, resulting in more customers being helped. We also saw a reduction in after-call with the improved capabilities to handle after-call work. Connect provided us with multiple ways of routing, some of which we haven't implemented yet. So we've got a complete flexibility there to be able to go out and figure out how to route our calls. Our business partners were able to make changes like messaging much quicker without engaging IT. We saw reduced infrastructure administration. The stuff that we used to spend a lot of time on before, patching, upgrades, maintenance, was now being handled for us. We began to pay for what we used instead of paying for a named or concurrent usage model, which meant we could manage our costs a lot more effectively. And finally, AWS has an extensive catalog of services already available that we can tap into in the marketplace, which allows us to seamlessly integrate, innovate, develop, and deploy new capabilities. So we've had a lot of great outcomes, but I feel like we're only at the beginning. So I'm excited to share with you what's next for our contact center as we focus on improving the agent experience. We want to equip agents with features that allow them to resolve customer issues quickly and accurately on the first contact. So we're looking at things like integrating with knowledge bases using the Gen AI or Q capabilities for easy answer lookup and meaningful recommendations to the agent. Screen pops with customer history and account details, really surfacing relevant and meaningful data to make the agent's job easier. And finally, embedding our own custom CRM into one screen using Agent Workspace to drive efficiencies and navigation across the customer's information. By streamlining these interactions across these resources, we aim to empower agents to set them up for success. Scott, why don't you share some of the best practices that we employed to make these successful?
Happy to, Dave. Thank you. Now that we've completed our migration, we wanted to take a moment to step back and reflect on the best practices, lessons learned that made this possible. There were 3 key themes that emerged from the data as foundations of our success: technical leadership, people and process, and principles. First, on the theme of technical leadership. Having a clear vision from the start was crucial. We needed alignment on both the end state and pathway to get there. Our executive sponsor helped maintain that vision and ensure collaboration across groups as needed. Migrating a contact center to the cloud was a transformation that required not only new ideas, but an innovative adoption of a suite of new technologies like Amazon Connect. Second, is the theme of people and process, where we took an iterative approach, starting with a scoped pilot to test assumptions and refine requirements before expanding. Extensive training and enablement of staff built capabilities and our operational readiness. With careful production planning, testing, and cutover orchestration enabled a smooth transition. Third are the principles which guided us. With a security focus, we implemented the controls to protect data and availability. Monitoring and observability provided insights into both usage and performance, where automation increased efficiency and provided a consistent customer experience. And our data-driven approach meant that we were able to continually optimize based on what numbers and data told us versus our assumptions. We established a future roadmap to drive a continuous improvement and ensure that we're staying ahead of the game. By following these best practices around technical leadership, people and process, and guiding principles, we're able to successfully migrate our contact centers to Amazon Connect. And the lessons learned will serve us not only here, but as we continue on our cloud adoption journey. Dave, I'm excited for you to take us home by telling us what's next in your contact center journey.
Absolutely, thanks. So we're looking to do a few things. One, we want to improve the agent experiencing by leveraging AI to, first of all, focus the agent on the right flows to resolve the customer issue. Secondly, we want to surface contextual and personalized info and make meaningful recommendations so the agent can focus on the conversation and the relationship with the customer. And finally, we want to focus our development teams on developing the right capabilities that make a difference. We want to improve the customer experience by focusing on our North Star, a true omni-channel experience to give the customer the option to switch between channels seamlessly while carrying context. Leveraging AI to better serve them through self-serve, and most importantly, moving more towards a predictive support model so they don't have to contact us. We also want to improve efficiency by further integration of our account management tools and CRM with the Connect platform and Agent Workspace, feeding back data from actual experiences, whether it be screenshots, transcriptions, usage, to drive insights and improve the next experience. Look, we're in the same situation as many of you. Improving customer experience is a never-ending journey. We don't always get it right either. But having a partner like AWS that provides technology that can help us test and learn, implement, and scale to handle volume quickly definitely improves our odds. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Dave and Scott. That was great. As we begin to close out the session, a few things. Many of our companies and customers, they often onboard to Connect via self-service. There's a lot of resources available to do that. In addition, we also offer resources such as ProServe, professional services, folks like Scott, who are fantastic as solution architects, to help onboard and make sure that Connect is meeting your needs. Some other opportunities that we have, I mentioned earlier, additional breakout sessions that are occurring. There's one specifically tomorrow with regards to specifically how to transform your contact center using generative AI. That'll go a little deeper into some of these topics. I encourage you all to try and attend these. I see some folks taking some photos. And then another opportunity to maybe chat with us is this evening. There is an event, a customer experience kind of networking reception that is occurring from 6 to 9 p.m. A lot of folks from Amazon Connect will be attending that session as well as customers and partners, and it's a great opportunity to mingle and get to ask some more questions that you may have as well. I want to thank Scott and Dave for their presentation with Dish. I want to thank you all for joining us. I encourage